Listen, I don't want any more bullshit.
What's up, you blue bleeding horseshoe loving motherfuckers? I'm back. We back in here, baby. The 2021 season for the Indianapolis Colts has officially started. The first preseason game is in the books. And today, I'm going to give you the real answer to the question that's on the minds of every true blue Colts fan that most of the sports journalists and media around here, man or woman, just don't have the balls to really ask, all right? Are Jacob Eason and Sam Ehlinger good enough? Is Carson Wentz coming back anytime soon? Or are the Colts just fucked? Look, we're going to break it all down, everything that happened, everything we found out and what we didn't find out. And as always, we're going to keep it 100% real. But first, let me welcome you back, or if it's your first time, well, you're in for a treat. Let me welcome you to the world's #1 uncensored NFL podcast, the one, the only, often imitated but never duplicated, bullshit-free Colts podcast. The podcast where we're going to break down everything there is worth talking about when it comes to the Indianapolis Colts. But here, baby, we do it with no coach speak, no PR spin, no political correctness, and most importantly, defiantly and fucking enduringly, we give it to you with 100% no motherfucking bullshit. I'm your host, Hark, aka the Bad Boy Genius, at your motherfucking service as always. I'm hyped for the new 2021 season. I know you are too, and we're going to get into it right now. But before we do, let me ask you really quick. If you're listening right now, whether you're a returning listener or a new listener, I know you are a fucking pimp. So I want you to take your pimp ass motherfucking finger right now and help us out by smashing that like button down below this video. It's free to you, but it helps us quite a bit because it helps the algorithm find and share this podcast with other hardcore bleed blue Colts faithful like yourself so they can enjoy the same uncensored, unfiltered, fire-ass Colts commentary that you get to enjoy, all right? So make sure you smash that like button. And also, if you'd like to donate to help us out, there are 3 ways to do it down below, but I got something new for you. This year, you're going to enjoy even more. I told you I'd have it for you. You know I always look out for you, baby. I always got you. So this year, for the first time, you guys have been asking for it and asking for it. Well, we delivered, baby. Right down below, you can now sign up for the one and only 100% bullshit-free Colts podcast Patreon, where you can become a VIP member for less than $10 a month, and you will get all kinds of goodies, including uncensored, behind-the-scenes content nobody else gets to see, uncensored, uncut interviews with players, scouts, and other people of significance to the Indianapolis Colts and the NFL that you won't get anywhere else. And especially for you guys because you asked for it, exclusive VIP access to a live stream that we're going to do after every game this season, all right? And you know, if you think I'm getting wild and uncensored here, baby, you know we're going to wild on the live stream. I get to talk back and forth with you guys, answer your questions, get your comments, debate back and forth, put any haters on blast. It's going to be good, baby. So I'm doing that for y'all. You can click the button below and sign up for that Patreon right now. So now let's break down this first preseason game, or as y'all love to hear me say, and I love to say even more, let's chop it the fuck up. All right, now first let's talk about what actually happened in this preseason game. And what did we see? What did we not see? What could we take from it? And look, we're not going to get carried away, all right, with anything that we saw because, remember, we were pretty much watching the second and third street backups in this game, okay? Most of these motherfuckers you saw playing yesterday, come opening day, they're liable to be showing up at your house with a DoorDash bag or trying to sell you a mortgage, all right? So we ain't going to get carried away with what we saw yesterday. But that being said, here's some of the things that I was able to kind of take away. Now, the good news and bad news, I'm sure you want the bad news first, so let's just get it the fuck out of the way and state the obvious, okay? The backup left tackles, I mean, they all look worse than getting a blowjob from a tiger shark, all right? I mean, I just have to hope that Eric Fisher gets his ass back there by the first game because the prospects at backup left tackle look fucking grim at best. The first guy they had in there, I think, was Davenport. That motherfucker lasted one series. He was so fucking bad. Like, he got housed the first 2 plays of the series. The motherfucker was all over him. Then they brought in Holden, who, promptly proceeded to look bad as well. I'm just watching guys. And again, these are second string people, folks. Second string players on the Carolina Panthers just running past these guys. You can go watch the tape. It's fucking ugly. The sacks, the pressure that Eason was under, it was all pretty much coming off the edge and on that left side in particular. So like I said, that's the bad news, but this is probably nothing that shocks anybody. Let's just hope Eric Fisher gets back. Or maybe let's also hope that these guys will get better as they get more reps together. Let's be honest about this. We can bash Chris Ballard and his team for this. We can blame them, and rightfully so, because it is their job. But we also got to be real about this shit. It's 32 teams in the league. Only about 10 of them have a left tackle that's starting that's worth a damn. So when you start getting behind your starter, it's going to be ugly for just about every team. There ain't a bunch of really good left tackles out there, period. So, you know what I mean? We shouldn't be all that shocked or surprised, particularly since Sam Tevy, who I didn't even remember seeing him until the second half, he was in there looking bad against the threes. But again, this is a motherfucker who was cut. Like, these are guys nobody really wanted. So, make of that what you will. Like I said, let's just hope fucking Fisher is back within the first couple of games and ready to go, or that these guys get better. So, that's really the bad news. On the other hand, here's what kind of jumped out to me, even though we're watching 2s and 3s throughout this whole game. Like the defense, I see the culture that started by Flus and also the leaders on that defense, from Leonard to probably now Okereke to DeForest Buckner. Like, I see the culture has seeped through and inculcated itself from the very top of the roster to the bottom, because you could watch their defense. All the motherfuckers out there are fast, vicious, and hard hitting. Like, you could see that through the whole game. There really was a lot of intensity and excitement and passion out there on display. Guys running around hitting. I was glad to see Kamuko Toure out there and also getting pressure. With him playing against 2s out there, you would like to see him get pressure, and he did, made some real nice plays. Isaiah Rodgers continues to flash. He's probably the guy in the backfield of the defense. In terms of our cornerbacks, he's the guy that I'm most excited and optimistic about. Because of number one, he has speed to make up for mistakes and to stay with motherfuckers. He seems to be getting he seems to have the instincts too. I really like that. Now, Rock Ya-Sin wasn't out there a whole lot, but of the time that he was out there, he looked okay. He made a nice play in the end zone. That's great to see. I hope it comes together for Rock, but it's not looking good. He's listed behind TJ Carey on the depth chart right now. So, again, make of that what you will. But I was really happy to see that on the defensive side of the ball. Also, Michael Strahan. This is a guy that's been intriguing to me since we drafted him. And I said it then, I will say it now. Then I said, look, he could be the steal of the draft. I'm saying it now based on what we've heard about camp and what we saw yesterday. This dude could be the steal of the draft. And that's in a draft where the Colts also took Dayo Odeyingbo in the second round, who could also be a steal of the draft. But, man, I was very impressed with what I saw from Michael Strahan. Very impressed. I saw everything I hoped to see: his speed, his jumping ability, and his hands. Kylan Granson looked pretty good. I didn't like that drop, but he made some plays. I got a chance to watch Will Fries quite a bit in that second half. I saw some good things out of him. Sean Davis in the backfield made some nice hits, good coverage. This was a very encouraging game for this year's draft class in particular. But let's get to what I know you can't wait to talk about and hear what I think. Jacob Eason and Sam Ehlinger. Well, listen, based on a lot of the shit that I was hearing from camp and how non-committal the Colts brain trust seemed to be about Jacob Eason all through last year, let's just say I was pleasantly surprised with what I saw from both of these guys in this game. They both look poised. They both look a lot more comfortable and confident than I expected them to, particularly Eason. He was a lot more comfortable, smoother than I expected him to be. And I was also very impressed and very happy with the fact that they both were not hesitant at all at going down the field when somebody was open. And I'm telling you, both of them made some great throws. But I got to say this about Eason. Having had the chance to finally watch him yesterday, that motherfucker has a fucking cannon. I mean, he has way more than great arm talent. He has a fucking cannon. You go back and watch. Jacob Eason has as strong an arm as you're going to see anywhere in the league, period. But what I was most impressed with, yes, I mean, he was under pressure. Let's keep that in mind. But yeah, he's got some situations where he needs to make decisions faster. You know, that the big sack where it's like 3rd and 2 and he ends up losing 15 yards. That was a situation that was kind of on him. He's got to be able to get out of there and throw that ball away and not take that sack. But I'm telling you, besides the strength of his arm, which is fucking impressive. I mean, this dude's throwing 30, 40 yards on a rope. More impressive than that was that he was delivering those fucking missiles with far more accuracy than I anticipated. The pass that he threw to Paris Campbell's a fucking thing of beauty. That's the kind of pass that, you know, you used to see in the greats like fucking Aaron Rodgers. Like that was a fucking rope, perfectly placed. Caught him perfectly in stride. And by the way, seeing Paris Campbell out there running behind guys and making a big play was one of the most encouraging and fantastic things that happened yesterday too. So big shout out to Paris Campbell, man. I'm so glad to see you back, and I'm looking forward to you balling the fuck out this season and making up for the last two, all right? Making us forget the last two. But yeah, I tell you, Eason, man, he was calm, he was decisive, and he was accurate. He looked a lot better. Look, let me just tell you this. He not only did he look a lot better than I anticipated, look, he fucking looked better than I've ever seen Sam Darnold look ever in his whole fucking career. And he was the 3rd overall pick in the draft. So I was really happy about Eason. And that 2-minute drive at the end of the first half was a thing of beauty, perfectly executed. And I'm happy to see him do it, but I'm also happy that he was able to do it so that it builds his confidence, and he now has that success to draw on when he's in that situation again. Like, I've done this before, I know I can do it. Yes, like I said, it was against twos and all that bullshit, but look, you can only play against who's out there. Yes, it'll be different playing against NFL defenses where you're playing the ones and they're unleashing the fucking kraken of all the sophisticated stunts and shit on you. Yes, we get that. But for what was done yesterday and what was available, he was outstanding. Much, much better than I hoped for. Now, Ehlinger, I will tell you this. I saw what I expected to see. That it factor. Remember Chris Ballard saying, I don't know what it is, but Sam Ehlinger has it. I saw that yesterday. You could see that. You could see it in the way he carries himself, the way he led the guys out there. You know, he had a bad interception. That's just a ball that shouldn't have been thrown. But then he bounced back. And, you know, that game-winning drive, man, he made some huge plays. Rick Venturi pointed it out. That 3rd down run that he made to get a first down, keep the clock moving and the chains moving, that's really the game winner right there. So he was very impressive. Now, I'm going to tell you, I could see the lack of arm strength. I could see what maybe people are concerned about. But it didn't appear to stop him from making the throws he needed to make. His touch, the thing that Eason still needs to work on is his touch sometimes, especially, you know, it's a 10-yard pass play, bro. You don't need to fucking drill it through the, you know, break the fingers of the receiver off with the ball. You know what I mean? So Eason's got to work on his touch, but Ehlinger really has touch. His ball placement is very impressive. You saw the pass, the one-handed catch to his former college teammate. The catch was outstanding, but go back and look. where he placed the ball was some Peyton Manning level shit. Now, don't get carried away. I'm not saying he's the next Peyton Manning. I'm saying where he placed that ball in between two guys where only the receiver could get it. He damn near fucking laid the ball in the left hand of the receiver. So, I mean, it was like, shit, I guess I got to catch it. He laid it in my fucking hand. That was very impressive. Ehlinger has intangibles out the ass, no doubt. But I was really happy to see Eason perform that way. Very, very uplifting. And here's why. I personally believe that Carson Wentz will probably be back sooner rather than later. I'm hoping it's for the first game of the season, but I wouldn't doubt it if he missed that one. Maybe the first two, but I got a feeling he's going to be back within the first couple of games. But the play of these two quarterbacks, and particularly Eason, was a great thing to see for another bigger reason besides, the fact that one of them might have to start a game or two or more this season. But here's the truth, right? I personally believe Carson Wentz is going to ball the fuck out this season, not just because I'm hoping and wishing on a star, but based on the facts, logic, and reason of everything that I've taken in and taken a look at and analyzed and watched from his last 4 seasons. I think with the team he's coming to, the running game, the receivers, the tight ends, the offensive line, and Frank Reich, I think he's set up to have a monster season. I think he's going to be just fine. At the very least, I think worst case scenario, he's fine. You get what I'm saying? And if he's fine, they can win. But I got a feeling he's going to ball out. But listen, we got to be fucking realists here, right? He might not. Maybe it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, you're only attached to him for this season and next, as I understand it, right? If Carson Wentz doesn't work out, seeing Eason play the way he played yesterday and that fucking arm talent and accuracy is very, very welcome, because maybe if Carson doesn't work out, maybe you got the guy already on your team, as well as Ehlinger. I don't know what Ehlinger, we'll see next week in Minnesota when he starts from the very beginning, because we're probably going to see some ones out there from Minnesota's defense, so that'll really be good. It'll be good to see him. Maybe he'll get to play with the ones, so we can actually see, does his lack of arm strength, that's not like he's got a fucking arm made of linguine out there, but you can see it. You can see his arm's not as strong. So we'll get a chance to see if he's, a Drew Brees type guy who knows how to make up for it. You feel me? But yeah, man, watching Eason play that way was great to see. Great to see. This way, if the fucking nightmare scenario happens and Wentz is trash, he's a bust, he's washed, well, then it's maybe not so much the nightmare scenario if Eason is ready to step in. He's seasoned, he's gotten some experience, and he can step in and hey, like I said, maybe he can be the guy, because I wasn't bullshitting when I said that. Look, he looked better yesterday than I've seen a whole bunch of fucking quarterbacks look in their first game. This dude hasn't played in 2 years. He looked better than a whole bunch of fucking first-round quarterbacks taken in the top 10 picks. Did you guys fucking see Josh Rosen in his first few games? Sam Darnold? There's a whole bunch of guys this season, even, high quarterback picks that didn't look that good. And there's sure have been a hell of a lot of them over the last few years. Fuck, Jared Goff looked like ass yesterday. You feel me? So, again, that was great to see. Yeah, it was a preseason game, but based on what happened out there, watching those quarterbacks, watching those twos on defense, other than the fucking abortion of a situation that is the backup left tackle position right now, everything else was very encouraging. So listen, that's how I saw the thing. If you watched it and you disagree, let me know in the comments. You know how I do. I have no fucking problem with you disagreeing with me. And if you vehemently disagree, let me know in the fucking comments. We can go at it, go back and forth. I have no problem as long as what you're saying is based on facts, logic, and reason, and not some fanboy or fangirl bullshit. You feel me? So again, I appreciate you being here. I will see you next week after the second preseason game, and I have a feeling that one's going to be even more fun to watch and more revealing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button right now if your monkey ass was too lazy or hard-headed to do it earlier. Yeah, I'm calling you out. All right? And if you want to donate to help us out, make sure you join the Patreon. To all my hardcore supporters and people who are real about theirs like that out there. I know my diehard supporters and day ones like Etzel Ferguson, Spots Kelly, and Logan Campbell, and Chester Bean, Brandon, and Crispy Who, Matt McMillan, Cold Action, Kelvin Beatty, DG2, my dude Ricky Freezer, Emery McLemore, Ronnie Hankins, Colt Strong, City in the Dark, Adrian Young, my dude Chris Duane. I'm just shouting y'all out because I know y'all got me. I hope to see a bunch of y'all and many more in the Patreon. We gonna wild out, baby, and have a fucking ball after the games. All right? Appreciate y'all being here. I look forward to talking to you in the next one. So I'll just say to you what I say to all the Colts players, Colts coaches, Colts front office people who listen, because I know some of y'all do, because you get at me. Let's get through the preseason. Let's get these QBs ready. And let's go out in 2021. We ain't waiting until 2022. Let's do it in 2021. Let's go out and win another fucking Lombardi, baby. Peace.